Hi everyone. Sorry about my voice. I've got a cold from my little babies. The disability pamphlet, hopefully you guys all can see it. First time I'm using a screen video recorder. I did my disability on Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. This is a syndrome that is near and dear to my heart. My sister and my mom all have EDS, or Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. We have the hypermobility type, so I'll hopefully be able to key in a little bit on that and let you guys know kind of how my day goes and how it's happened in school and how it's worked, other things like that. So let's dive in. All right. So what is EDS? EDS is a genetic disorder that's affecting the connective tissue in our bodies. So when I was first diagnosed, like my mom, they told us that basically our body doesn't make enough collagen, which is the glue that holds us together. Up to date, as of I think 2017, there has been a total of 13 different types of EDS. The three that I'm going to hit on in this brochure are the classic, vascular, and hypermobile. Excuse me. How you're diagnosed. You first off are diagnosed or start looking at it if you have a family history of Ehlers-Danlos syndrome in your body or in your family. Another way that they do it too is a genetic testing, and then they also do possibly skin biopsies to make sure in the skin area. And then down below I have a little picture here. This is a score that they do for the flexibility. So you get 1 point if you can if you can touch the ground without bending your knees. You can get another score for each hand on if you can pull your thumb back. Your elbows can go past 180, the same with your knees, and you can pull your fingers back. And with my family, we tested all out on that, so that's how they kind of knew that we had EDS. So going into the symptoms of EDS, the main one is classical EDS, which is characterized by smooth, velvety skin. Scarring for people who have EDS tends to be more pronounced, I guess I'd say. It is a smooth type of scarring we have, but it also is a deeper scarring. It scars all the way through. Another thing for classical is the joint hypermobility. It's not as severe as hypermobility, but it is up there. Another one is delayed motor development, and then we tend to have enlargements of the blood vessels. The next one on here is the vascular. Now, vascular is the type that is the most severe because it's more internal problem and things like that. So they tend to have more frail tissue, and then they have more of a translucent skin where you can see the veins in their bodies. They have thinner lips, smaller chins, and a thin nose and large eyes. They tend to have premature aging of the skin. And then they have hypermobility of their small joints, so like their fingers and their toes, stuff like that. They have an early onset of varicose veins. They bruise very easily, and they tend to have dislocated hips or an onset of clubfoot. And they tend to have receding gum lines as well, so that's on there. Another thing with the vascular that we have to always look out for is to make sure of organ rupture. That tends to be the leading cause of death in vascular cases. Now, hypermobility. This is the one that I have. So I tend to be extra flexible or double jointed in the large and small joints. We tend to have a lot of dislocations and subluxations, so it tends to be like in the rib cage for the subluxations. We have soft skin. We also have very stretchy skin. We bruise extremely easily. I wake up in the morning and I find new bruises I did not know I had. It's that type of thing. Continuous muscle and bone pain, early onset of osteoporosis and osteoarthritis, and we have gastrointestinal problems. Currently, there is no cure for Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. However, there's many different ways that we can enhance our quality of life. Physical therapy is one to strengthen the muscles and joints that are weaker, so around that, so that they can support it. Another thing is surgeries to repair the joints, as well as medication used to minimize pain. I carry around braces like crazy from any joint pain or anything like that. Just making sure we're always checking with our doctor and letting them know new things that are happening. One thing I didn't put in here, but my mom recently had a neurostimulator implanted in her back, so that's going to help with the pain in her back and the problem with the spine. So how does this affect, you ask, the students, what we're working with? So there's a lot of things that this affects. One of them is obviously PE. PE is a big thing that they're pushing in schools. PE, you could do it in adaptive PE. Limit the time outside. The sun drains us a lot more than normal. Restrict contact with contact sports. You don't want any accidental dislocations or broken bones or anything like that. Needs for the classroom: have ice packs. Ice packs are a huge lifesaver for us with EDS. Doctor's note for non-prescription medications that will always be there. If you're in a double-decker school, possibly having an elevator pain going up and down stairs is a big thing on our knees and ankles. Time for rest in between. Backpacks on wheels, it's going to help our shoulders and our backs. Note-taking helps because of our wrists and fingers. And then always have home instructions in case that they have frequent absences. Like I said before, pads for the chairs, grips for the pencils. Sitting on the floor is hard, so if you have something cushioned, that can help them. Possible 504s for using elevators or taking extra time to get places. Ergonomical keyboards, working with physical therapists, occupational therapists, things like that. Now, up here, I just threw in a couple quick fun facts. I guess not fun facts, but facts. Pain can be caused by stress, so the more stress you're putting on students, the worse it could get. The weather plays a big factor. We can definitely tell when weather affects us. Humidity and activities. The risk of internal bleeding and organ rupture tends to be more severe with those with the vascular type rather than other kinds. We also have fake heart attacks or panic attacks. Falling asleep tends to be kind of hard because we don't have the adrenaline to keep us going during the day. It kind of peaks at night. People with EDS, we tend to heal a lot slower. We heal from the inside out, the outside in, and like sutures and things like that, our bodies don't absorb the way they should. Chronic neck pain, a lot of the times the joints in our neck are very stiff or they don't work as well as they should be. So our muscle is working 10 times harder to hold up our heads. So that causes a lot more of that knot in your neck you feel. Parents with EDS, now this one's funny, have a 50% chance of giving their kids EDS. My mom had a 50% chance of giving me it. I received it. She had a 50% chance of giving my sister one, and she received that. So it's kind of different because normally you have one kid have it and one not. Brain fog. We tend to forget things very easily. Our brain gets clustered. We don't remember things. The mascot is a zebra because a zebra's stripes are always different and not one is the exact same. People with EDS, not one is the exact same. People who have EDS tend to also have TMJ, so we have to be careful with our jaws when we're eating or talking or things like that. They tend to get sore very quickly. If you guys have any other questions, you guys can drop them in the comment box. I'd love to answer them. I love educating people on EDS and our fight to get a better understanding of what it is. Thank you.